Anthony Davis is putting up MVP-caliber performances. In a recent victory against the Memphis Grizzlies, he delivered a phenomenal 40 points and 16 rebounds, marking the fourth time he has achieved such numbers since donning the Lakers' purple and gold during the 2019-20 season. Meanwhile, LeBron James is back, a welcome sight for Lakers fans everywhere. Yet, despite their two stars being healthy and on the court, the Los Angeles Lakers remain stuck in a seemingly endless cycle of instability. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. The question everyone is asking is, why? How can a team with this much talent find itself struggling so consistently? The first thing that comes to mind is accountability. Every decision in the NBA comes with consequences. Since Rob Pelinka dismantled the bubble championship winning roster, letting go of key pieces like Kyle Kuzma, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and Alex Caruso, the Lakers have gone from being a team defined by its strong defensive identity to one that looks like a fragile house of cards, prone to collapse under the slightest pressure. While other teams, like the reigning champion Boston Celtics, have embraced modern basketball by building deep, balanced rosters filled with players capable of excelling on both ends of the court, the Lakers have leaned heavily on their star duo. The Celtics' rotation boasts 5 players who are legitimate threats from beyond the arc and can execute a team-oriented system that doesn't rely solely on any single individual. The Lakers, on the other hand, find themselves navigating an ocean of uncertainty. From the hiring of new head coach J.J. Redick to the hype surrounding rookie Dalton Knecht and the media frenzy around Bronny James, the team seems more like a collection of disconnected parts rather than a cohesive unit. At the heart of their predicament is the passage of time. LeBron James, one of the greatest and most durable players in NBA history, will turn 40 years old on December 30th. As incredible as his career has been, Father Time is undefeated. It's unrealistic to expect James to maintain peak performance for an entire season without some decline. While it's possible that LeBron defies the odds once again, it's far from guaranteed. That leaves Anthony Davis as the team's centerpiece, a role he is more than capable of handling when healthy. However, Davis's injury history is a lingering concern that cannot be ignored. Yes, Davis has been relatively healthy this season, missing only a handful of games. But in previous seasons, his availability has been a significant issue. He missed 36 games in 2020-21, 42 games in 2021-22, and 26 games in 2022-23. His recent performances have been a reminder of just how dominant he can be when he's on the court, but relying on him to carry the team for an entire season remains a gamble. Betting the franchise's success on his availability is risky, to say the least. The problems don't end with Davis and James. The Lakers' roster construction has been questionable at best. Defensively, the team has been a mess. J.J. Redick's squad currently ranks 24th in the league in defensive efficiency, with opponents regularly exploiting their weaknesses in pick-and-roll coverage. According to data from Second Spectrum, the Lakers allow the third highest shot quality in stationary offensive situations, essentially gifting opponents easy looks at the basket. In transition, things aren't any better. The Lakers rank as the 4th worst team in the league in defending fast breaks, giving up 18.1 points per game on the break. Injuries have only exacerbated these issues. Jared Vanderbilt, Christian Wood, and Jackson Hayes, 3 players expected to provide support in the frontcourt, have all missed significant time. Vanderbilt has been sidelined with a foot injury and isn't expected back until January. Wood, dealing with a knee injury, won't return until late December. Hayes has only appeared in 11 games this season due to an ankle problem. The absence of these players has placed an enormous burden on Davis to anchor the paint, and while their eventual return might help alleviate some of that pressure, it's unlikely to solve the team's deeper structural problems. Offensively, the Lakers rank 16th in efficiency, better than their defense but far from elite. There's no consistent identity, no system that maximizes the talents of their roster. Austin Reeves has been a bright spot, showing improvement in his stats and providing valuable contributions. However, he's still far from being a third star. D'Angelo Russell continues to deliver inconsistent performances and has long been the subject of trade rumors that have yet to materialize. Rui Hachimura offers offensive versatility but struggles defensively. Cam Reddish has been largely ineffective, and Gabe Vincent, brought in after an impressive playoff run with the Miami Heat, has failed to live up to expectations. Some are even questioning whether his success in Miami was more a product of Eric Spoelstra's system than his individual abilities. The Lakers' problems extend beyond individual players. There's a fundamental issue with the team's structure and identity. During their championship run in 2020, the Lakers were a defensive powerhouse with a clear sense of purpose. Today, they are a team that seems to lack direction. Some nights, they look like legitimate contenders, capable of beating any team in the league. Other nights, they look like a group of individuals playing pickup basketball. At this point, the Lakers face two paths. They can either make bold moves to restructure the roster and address their glaring weaknesses, or they can accept mediocrity and hope for the best. Standing still is not an option. With LeBron James nearing the twilight of his career and Anthony Davis's health always a question mark, the Lakers don't have the luxury of time. If they truly want to contend for a championship in the 2024-25 season, tough decisions will need to be made. Whether that involves trading for a third star, shuffling the supporting cast, or making systemic changes to how the team approaches both ends of the floor, one thing is clear. The status quo isn't working. The clock is ticking, and the Lakers must act before it's too late. The Los Angeles Lakers have taken a definitive stance on the swirling rumors about trading their two cornerstone players, LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Despite ongoing speculation from some media outlets and sections of the fanbase calling for a major roster shakeup, the franchise has shut down the idea of moving these superstars. According to The Athletic's Jovan Buha, the Lakers front office remains committed to building around James and Davis while focusing on strengthening the roster. Buha reported, two players who will not be traded unless they personally request to leave Los Angeles are Anthony Davis, with his $43.2 million contract, and LeBron James, earning $48.7 million. While some critics have demanded a teardown, the Lakers have no plans to part ways with their stars. Their goal is to continue reinforcing the team and constructing a competitive roster built around James and Davis. The decision to keep James and Davis comes amidst a season filled with ups and downs for the Lakers. While the team has shown flashes of brilliance, inconsistency and injuries have been persistent hurdles. However, the franchise remains optimistic that their duo can lead them to contention with the right pieces around them. This commitment underscores their belief in the long-term potential of the team. While LeBron and Davis are staying put, the same cannot be said for other members of the roster. Buha also revealed that the Lakers have actively explored trade options for guard D'Angelo Russell. However, finding a trade partner for the former All-Star has proven to be a significant challenge. The Lakers attempted to trade D'Angelo Russell before the 2024 trade deadline and again in the offseason after he exercised his player option, Buha wrote. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough interest from other teams. Gabe Vincent has stepped up recently, but his offensive output has been underwhelming as a replacement for Dennis Schroeder. Meanwhile, Jared Vanderbilt is dealing with a left knee injury, which has sidelined him after undergoing surgeries on both feet during the offseason. The lack of interest in Russell complicates the Lakers' efforts to make meaningful roster upgrades. While Russell has had moments of solid performance, his inconsistency and contract value have seemingly deterred potential suitors. Despite the hurdles, the Lakers remain focused on making impactful moves. Players like Austin Reeves, Dalton Knecht, and Max Christie are reportedly off the trade table due to their affordable contracts and contributions to the team's depth. This means that trade talks will likely center around other pieces, such as D'Angelo Russell, Gabe Vincent, and Rui Hachimura. According to Buha, the Lakers are eyeing several targets in the trade market to bolster their roster. In addition to targeting versatile wings and guards, the Lakers are reportedly prioritizing the acquisition of a big man to solidify their frontcourt. Head coach J.J. Redick has been vocal about his desire to add more size to the roster, especially given the physical demands of competing in the Western Conference. We have a balanced and talented roster, but I think adding another big, strong center would make a huge difference, Redick explained. When you look at the big men in the West, guys like Jokic and others, you realize how essential it is to have that size for certain matchups in the postseason. To make a deep run, you need the right tools, and a strong presence in the paint is one of them. Redick's comments highlight a growing concern for the Lakers, who have struggled with injuries and a lack of depth in the frontcourt. While Anthony Davis has been exceptional at times, his health and durability remain a question mark, making the need for another reliable big man even more urgent. A strong center could also help alleviate some of the defensive and rebounding responsibilities currently placed on Davis, allowing him to focus more on his offensive game. For the Lakers, these trade talks represent more than just short-term adjustments. They reflect their ongoing efforts to maximize the championship window with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. As James approaches the twilight of his legendary career, every move the Lakers make carries added significance. The franchise understands the importance of surrounding their stars with the right supporting cast to compete for a title. Moreover, the Lakers' reluctance to trade James and Davis speaks to their faith in this duo's ability to lead them to success. While critics may argue for a complete rebuild, the Lakers remain steadfast in their vision, opting for tweaks and reinforcements rather than drastic changes. The upcoming weeks will be crucial for the Lakers as trade deadlines approach and the competition in the West intensifies. The team's ability to secure impactful trades could make the difference between another disappointing season and a legitimate playoff run. As it stands, the Lakers' immediate future hinges on their ability to balance short-term needs with long-term aspirations. With LeBron James and Anthony Davis firmly in place as the cornerstones of the franchise, the focus shifts to building around them in a way that maximizes their strengths. Whether that means acquiring a versatile wing, a scoring guard, or a dominant big man, one thing is clear. The Lakers are not giving up on their championship ambitions. The Los Angeles Lakers find themselves at a pivotal moment in their season as the trade deadline looms on the horizon. With growing speculation and rising pressure, the organization knows that action is required to remain competitive in a loaded Western Conference. Rumors of a blockbuster trade proposal have been circulating, and one intriguing scenario could see the Lakers making a bold move to reshape their roster while also addressing key weaknesses. At the moment, the Lakers are far from being a legitimate title contender. Despite flashes of brilliance, inconsistency has been their Achilles heel. The team currently holds a 14-12 record and has lost 8 of its last 12 games. While their defensive performances have seen some improvement over the past 2 games, their overall struggles on both ends of the court highlight the urgent need for reinforcements. With LeBron James in the twilight of his career and Anthony Davis in his prime, the clock is ticking for the Lakers to make a serious push for another championship. One potential trade proposal that has caught the attention of fans and analysts alike involves the Lakers receiving 2 key players, Lonzo Ball and Nikola Vučević from the Chicago Bulls. In return, the Bulls would receive D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, the removal of protections on a 2027 first-round draft pick, and a 2025 second-round pick. This proposed deal could be a game-changer for both teams, addressing immediate needs for the Lakers while giving the Bulls the assets they need to rebuild or retool their roster. For the Lakers, this trade could mean a reunion with Lonzo Ball, the former second overall pick who began his NBA career in Los Angeles. Ball, a Southern California native, spent his first 2 seasons with the Lakers before being traded to the New Orleans Pelicans in the blockbuster deal that brought Anthony Davis to LA. At the time, Ball was seen as the future of the Lakers' backcourt, a skilled playmaker and defensive standout who had the potential to become the next great Lakers point guard. However, the team opted to prioritize a win-now approach, and trading Ball for Davis paid off with a championship in 2020. Now, years later, the idea of Ball returning to the Lakers feels like an opportunity to make amends. His court vision, defensive prowess, and ability to push the pace in transition could complement the Lakers' star players, particularly LeBron James. That said, Ball's injury history cannot be overlooked. He has played only 10 games over the past 3 seasons due to multiple surgeries on his left knee, leaving questions about his long-term availability. The Lakers would be taking a significant risk by acquiring Ball, but if he can return to full health, his skill set could be exactly what the team needs to elevate their play. The centerpiece of this trade for the Lakers, however, would be Nikola Vučević. The 34-year-old center is a proven scorer and rebounder who could immediately address the team's lack of size and interior presence. Vučević brings versatility to the frontcourt, with the ability to score in the post and stretch the floor with his shooting range. Although he's in the later stages of his career, his production remains steady, and he could provide much-needed stability at the center position. His contract runs through the end of next season, giving the Lakers some flexibility to plan for the future while addressing their current needs. From the Bulls' perspective, this trade represents an opportunity to hit the reset button. By parting ways with Ball and Vučević, Chicago would gain financial flexibility through the expiring contracts of Russell and Hachimura. Additionally, Gabe Vincent would give them a serviceable rotation piece, while the removal of protections on the 2027 first-round pick and the addition of a 2025 second-round pick provide valuable assets for the future. For a team like the Bulls, who have struggled to find consistent success, this trade could be the start of a rebuild. By acquiring draft capital and shedding long-term commitments, Chicago would have the freedom to reshape its roster and build around younger talent. The stakes for the Lakers, however, are incredibly high. This trade would be a gamble, but it's one that could pay off in a big way. Lonzo Ball's potential to return to form and Nikola Vučević's ability to contribute immediately could transform the Lakers into a more well-rounded and competitive team. The Lakers' front office has to weigh the risks carefully. On one hand, Ball's injury history poses a significant concern, and Vučević, while productive, is not a long-term solution at center. On the other hand, standing pat and doing nothing could waste another year of LeBron James' championship window, a risk the Lakers cannot afford to take. Timing is everything, and the Lakers know they have to act fast. The Western Conference is stacked with talent, and every game counts as they fight to secure playoff positioning. Adding Ball and Vučević to the roster would give the Lakers a better chance to compete against the league's elite teams, but the trade would also come with sacrifices. Players like Russell and Hachimura, who have been key contributors at times, would be heading out the door. As the trade deadline inches closer, the pressure on the Lakers' front office is palpable. Fans are calling for bold moves, and the team's performance on the court only adds to the urgency. Will the Lakers take the leap and pull the trigger on this blockbuster trade? Or will they opt for a more conservative approach, holding on to their assets and hoping for internal improvement? One thing is certain, the Lakers cannot afford to waste this season. LeBron James continues to defy Father Time, and Anthony Davis remains one of the most dominant two-way players in the league. The time to act is now, and the stakes couldn't be higher. The trade deadline is often a turning point in an NBA season, and for the Lakers, this year could be no different. Whether they choose to make a bold move or stick with their current roster, the decisions made in the coming weeks will shape the future of the franchise, and their chances of bringing another championship banner to the rafters of Crypto.com arena.